Hey, what's going on, everyone? Yeah, well, it seems like everyone's talking about Mario Maker 2 right now. It seems including myself, of course. Plus we've had all the Pokemon stuff and the new Death Stranded trailer, which I've yet to watch. But I might record myself doing so. As I've been quite vocal about the game and Hideo Kojima. But going for this topic, going back to Mario Maker 2 and Nintendo, I'm sure you hear that the once exciting element of Mario Maker 2's new multiplayer mode, where you can team up with other players and and have an online new Super Mario Bros. U, like multiplayer fest, with created Mario Maker levels. This is still there, of course, but for many, including myself, it's suddenly become a rather big disappointment that you won't actually be able to play this mode with friends, but only with random players. No friend invites, no lobbies, nothing, just randoms. I could rant about such an omission, like this all day, but what's most frustrating and ultimately the most mind-boggling is basically what I've named this video off. Nintendo have always been about family and friends getting together first and foremost. Sure they've included online multiplayer, with randoms for years. Realistically, since the DS and Wii, if we're being honest, that's when Nintendo really started their online crusade. But even then, through the vast majority of their multiplayer games, local play has always remained important, and for the most part, that the local multiplayer options have, arguably, been there. So, why on, Chrome's bearded nutsack, don't these same options carry over to their online offerings? I mean, think about it. Even with their notorious friend codes, the friend code's very existence was to ensure that if any Nintendo players were playing online, they could essentially only interact with people who they have placed on their friends list, people they know and for the most part trust, when we're talking, Nintendo games, and even just at a system level to even, play multiplayer on other games. This is the Nintendo way. Right, they want you to be safe online, so in a way force you to only be able to interact with friends. But even this seems to be a strained pursuit, for the big N, and as if they can't decide, with each game how they want players and their friends to play together. It's like it's a really tough decision, or because it's online. Maybe that's it. Because it's online, it's almost like they see the internet as a danger zone. So, restricting both friends and randoms is the best way to tackle everything seemingly in their mindset. But this in my mind is still not the Nintendo way when it comes to playing with friends and family. The way I see it, Nintendo seemingly have let's just say they have 4 tiers of multiplayer. In my mind, this is now those tiers being local play, online with friends, and then you have like online with randoms, and finally with both friends and randoms at the same time. And these tiers are all for the most part applied differently with virtually every release that they have. As if within Nintendo there is no central online department that structures the basics of online play. It's as if the individual development teams for whatever game they are working on do not communicate in any way with other development teams, and just add a few online elements, for that one individual game as they see fit. Which is absolutely bonkers if that was the case. Especially when Nintendo players are now paying for online, an online service that needs to be consistent in its structure and offering, so people know exactly what to expect when they throw down their money for this service. But going back to the friends and family title, part of this video, this part of Nintendo should, in my mind, be the easiest and most consistent part of Nintendo's local and online offerings. For the most part, whatever local multiplayer options there are, these should be replicated for friends and family when they want to play online. With the online options, requiring, only invites and messaging. Two very simple inclusions that allow you to get together and communicate for whatever's needed. That's all you need. From Nintendo, I want to know why this is so difficult to implement. If we have a Mario Party game, where locally you can play on boards with your friends and family, play the mini games with your friends and family, and laugh at each other. Why is this an issue for friends and family to be done online? This is what Nintendo love. They love their friends and family getting together and all having a laugh together in multiplayer on their games. If Nintendo don't want any voice chat with randoms online in their multiplayer, fine. I think most people can live without that or just deal with it. If Nintendo want to focus on a specific game modes online where you play with randoms, okay, fine. We can deal with that. But for friends and family to both play locally and online, I honestly don't believe there should be any roadblocks or issues, whatsoever. If Nintendo are worried that kids will just add random, friend codes in order to play with people in certain modes, then Nintendo as a company can only do so much to safeguard their player base. They already offer parent apps, time restrictions, age restrictions, warnings, etc., to their games and products. At the end of the day, a level of care and attention must be left to the consumer. I've had this level of defense, for Nintendo and their online efforts. Mostly because they slacked in some areas, but they made up, in others with little innovations that you simply just didn't get anywhere else. And and of course their games, which in terms of me getting the most excitement and enjoyment out of, online multiplayer wise, Nintendo games seem to be my way to go. Or wanted the most, when compared to other companies and the games they make, but man, I just don't understand how Nintendo continue to keep friends and families separated somehow, or cause roadblocks that are either impossible to get around or just a plain nightmare to climb over in order to progress. Mario Maker 2, not having friends online for this multiplayer mode isn't going to break the game, as that's not the main focus of what Mario Maker is. And the multiplayer mode, is still there, but you just have to play with randoms. But this is what Nintendo do all the time, right? When it comes to multiplayer. They have the promise of having something utterly unique and exciting, but still somehow manage to balls it up along the way. And I think we're all completely, just tired of it now. The interesting thing though, and now now that the Switch is so popular and and people are paying for Nintendo Online, what would all these new Nintendo players say in regards to Nintendo's online efforts? Especially the ones who are new to Nintendo ecosystem after coming off vastly more competent online services. Perhaps these blunders and Nintendo's bigger exposure with a more vocal crowd of, say, rabid Sony and Microsoft players who have bought a Switch. Perhaps the feedback via social media will force Nintendo to change. But you know what? I doubt it. Especially when we still see these issues persist in games like Super Smash Bros. And I can't even be bothered going into games like Yoshi and Kirby, who all have local multiplayer co-op, but this is once again not taken online, even for friends and family. Nintendo's own beliefs, I feel, are completely they're contradicting their own delivery methods with their games, and it's frustrating as hell. I've been working on a Star Fox video for forever. And even these issues put my wants into doubts for whatever Nintendo, for whenever Nintendo return to the series, But anyway, I'm done here. Feel free to comment, But I know there's always already been a ton of these videos about this topic, online. But I had to get it off my chest, But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Like I said, Nintendo, if anything, should get the friends and family part right for online. Local and online should be peaches and sunshine for friends and family. It should not be an issue. And I can understand then if it's different roadblocks for when you have to play with randoms and stuff. I get that. That's the Nintendo mentality. I get that. But yeah, anyway, once again, thanks for listening all. Take care and peace.